the Raja news adjacent to you and adjacent to Kyle and Woody's interest. I'm a bit left out in the cold, but I can pretend. So like,
Thanks, Taylor.
What's your take on this whole thing?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on again. And my little corner of the internet, pro wrestling, like no one was paying attention to it. And then I'm pretty sure we cursed Hulk Hogan because he died like 4 days after we talked about him for like 30 minutes. Then Brock Lesnar came back through all the P video allegations. He's back. And now the Raja stuff. So now everyone's looking at professional wrestling. You asked my take on it. I think there's only like one correct take. It's assault.
And it's that it's good for my career.
it's attempted murder in every way, shape, and form. There's like a subset of people that believe that Raja is in the right, and those are the typical grifters that you see on Twitter that are just being like on purpose trying to incite engagement.
Yeah.
The other side are the people that just simply don't know any better and don't understand the context of what happened with professional wrestling and whatnot, which, by the way, I find it hilarious that I spent my whole life arguing with people about like wrestling is fake and whatnot. And now I'm having to remind people wrestling is fucking fake. Not all of a sudden is it real. If there are still people that like don't fall in either of those camps, then I think they're just stupid people. I genuinely think that this is just attempted murder. If you still think that Raja is somehow in the right, that he's justified, I don't know what to tell you.
I have a specific question as a potentially stupid person. The thing where he hit the beer on Raja's head, right? And I saw what I think was beer like splash out. Did he break the can? Did he have his thumb on the hole, or did he hit him hard? Do you know how that's done?
Yeah, it's gimmicked. They know how to do that so that it doesn't hurt. Now, the fundamental problem with this is that it looks like that wasn't talked about beforehand. Now, I'll tell you from my personal experience, I've done what Raja had to do there, not attempt to kill somebody, but do a spot with an indie organization. What they did is they brought me there an hour early. Hey, here's who you're working with. Hey, nice to meet you. Here are the plans that we're going to do. By the way, I'm going to say some really mean things. Are you okay with that? Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm going to push you really hard. Are you okay with that? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Here's how you hit somebody with a chair. All of the things were explained to me so that I didn't hurt somebody, so that I didn't make myself look like a dumbass, and so that I didn't make the wrestlers look like dumbasses. I think that step was completely skipped in this Raja situation, because it's very clear Raja was there to do a spot for Nox Pro. I don't think that he just randomly showed up to this small indie organization. He was there to make content, but clearly somewhere along the way, there was no communication. And then when Psycho Stu breaks into character, I think that Raja is caught off guard. His feelings are hurt. And by the way, that they warned me, like, I'm going to try and hurt your feelings. Are you okay with that? When they were talking me through things. And I think in that lapse of communication, that's where all of this ended up happening. Now, it doesn't justify what Raja did. I'm just pointing out some logistical flaws in what happened in this situation where it's professional wrestlers, people that do this for a living, and a dude that doesn't. You really gotta like nurture that situation and really massage it so that it doesn't go poorly. And not only did it go poorly, it was literally nuclear, the worst possible situation that could have happened.
Yeah. Well, not the worst possible situation. He could have killed. He could have succeeded. He could have killed.
Could have gone a little bit farther.
Fair.
But that was 3 times as long as the Fight Club scene of Brad Pitt doing that to the blonde guy. Like, that scene was less time in the movie, less egregious than what he did. It's just bananas. Like, you can't have that guy running around. Did they arrest him yet, or is he still just chilling?
I think he's just chilling. As far as I've seen,
crazy.
What I'm assuming is that they're doing a major investigation as to whether or not it's worth to charge him with attempted murder. Like, do they have enough combing through all of the footage? Nox Pro, the organization, is being incredibly not helpful with the police. They're keeping their mouth shut because I think they know that there is a lot that could be pointed at them. If you comb through the footage, the promoter of that gives Raja the green light. Hey, get in there and get your lick back. Wait, that should not be happening.
Let me talk about that. So what he told him was to get your receipt. And I just use context clues to mean like hurt him. Not attempted murder, but like
Correct.
Is receipt a known term? Does that mean
Yes.
something specific? Can you explain it to me?
Yeah, a receipt in wrestling is when somebody that you are wrestling with or working with does something where they might go into business for themselves to purposely make you look bad, or they sandbag you, or they hurt you on purpose or accidentally. You give them a receipt, which is usually like a stiff punch, a stiff kick, nothing to knock them out, nothing to ruin the performance, but something to let them know, I got your back on that one. And you usually let them know in the ring. It's like, that was your receipt. So that way it doesn't turn into a full-fledged fight. So there is communication there. And if they disagree on whether or not the receipt was justifiable, then they fight in the back. They don't continue the fight in the ring. So that is a known term. There were two people in that live stream that told Raja to go get his receipt. The first one was the promoter. And that's where that's super sketchy, because in that night, that's Stu's boss. He's paying Stu. So he basically gave the go-ahead to this guy to go hurt his night employee. And then the other one is another wrestler later on in the live stream that says, go in there, get your receipt. And now people are calling out that wrestler, like, why would you do that? And now he is hiding under the veil of like, I was just in character. That wasn't me. That was the mighty Hannah Cowboy Man. But that if you're in character, you wouldn't use insider lingo, because that means that not all of your punches are real. And if you're in character, all of your punches are real. So using the term receipt is basically admitting that wrestling and all of the punches and all the stuff that happens isn't real. Ergo, you are not in character.
Yeah. Also, so receipt as a term is an incitement of
insider. It is purely insider. It is not something that is used in a storyline like, oh, let me tell you something, brother. It's time for your receipt. That's not used at all. That is purely insider terminology.
And he was talking to a violent person who's borderline mentally disabled with coded language.
Yeah, borderline.
Never a great idea.
And didn't he get like roundhouse kicked like 3 days prior and got a nasty concussion?
I did hear he was concussed.
Yeah, I saw the kick. It wasn't. He took a kick from a lighter guy. He did get kicked in the head. I mean, it didn't knock him down. Okay. I mean, maybe he was concussed. It didn't knock him down. If that's the concussion they're talking about, him having that week, they throw that out there like getting a concussion earlier in the week makes you like, oh yeah, anything could happen. I'm not me anymore. It's like, no, dude. No.
Yeah. It's not how it works. It's not like, oh, that defensive back got concussed 3 weeks ago. That's why he tried to twist Tom Brady's head off. It's like, no, that doesn't happen. Like no one's doing that.
Yeah.
It's the problem he's got some sort of like roid rage situation going on. Like the way he looked after the attempted murder and the way he's just wide-eyed and
oh my goodness. I was like scared he was going to have a heart attack on stream.
Yeah.
Scared or hopeful?
Well, he wanted to see justice served first, and then he could have a heart attack. But yeah, he was very amped up. Yeah,
it's pretty clear that something legally is going to happen with Nox Pro. Because even WWE, so Nox Pro is like a big academy. They are like one of the feeder systems to future WWE talents. It's like run by like the Samoan dynasty. So like family members of The Rock and Roman Reigns, if that name means anything to you. Mm-hmm. WWE had an affiliation with them. That was a quote WWE ID school. The second this happened, WWE's like, we're done, severing ties, we're done. So a big financial vein for Nox Pro is completely gone. And I'm sure WWE sees the writing on the wall that like something is going to happen with this school or this academy legally in some way, shape, or form. They're liable at the very least for what happened to Stu from a civil point of view by putting him in that situation or making that situation possible, like a workplace issue, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then there's the literal attempted murder from Raja. That's, I think, going to be obviously separate.
Yeah. What's their defense going to be? Like, is there literally defense from the organization other than like, there was no way I could know this guy was going to tart out in there?
They shouldn't say no idea. They shouldn't say anything. Their lawyer's going to be telling them organization from top to bottom, don't say a word, don't say anything until we know what the charges are and we get into court. Like they're not going to say anything.
One of the guys who told him to get his receipts said he's fired and he's lost his job and that stuff. Do you know which one? Everyone looks the same to me. Who was that happened to?
So that I can't remember his first name. His last name is Hannah. He's a cowboy. That's his gimmick.
He was the wrestler guy.
That was the wrestler. The promoter is a big Samoan guy, so he's part of that family. He ain't going anywhere. But the wrestler, he went on a pretty like angry rant on social media about how like his life is ruined and all of this stuff. I think Psycho Stu's is worse, if you personally ask me. They did show that the photo of him in the hospital looks way better than I thought he was going to. Did you guys see the photo?
The beard, I feel like, gives him a lot of.
You think what it is? That's what it is. The beard makes it look not as bad.
I bet if he smiled, you'd feel different. I bet he looks gummy as fuck.
Beard shrouds it a good bit. It does. If you get a bunch of your teeth knocked out, you're laying in the hospital bed. Beard's going to make you look better.
I linked his GoFundMe here. So far they're at 184,000 raised. So good for them. That'll help him with some of those hospital bills.
Yeah, I'm not going to donate, but I'm doing my part by saying to go donate.
I just did that. You can't co-opt my
I talked both of you, and I've offered my thoughts and prayers.
You didn't even know there was a GoFundMe. Oh, you keep your thoughts and your prayers.
No, it's too late. I've offered them already.
I already gave mine out this week.
Zach, physically pull up the page so we can see. I'm the cause of this.
Oh, there's more plates, more dates.
Yeah.
Oh, we got old Derek.
Chris Jericho gave. Oh, that's real money. It's small on my screen. I thought he gave like
$5. Dude, that would be the funniest shit ever. Like if I were Warren Buffett, I'd be like, remember to help like just like people's GoFundMes for like kidney disease, and I'm leaving like $7.
That is 7 times more than my idea.
That would be funny. It's like I'm paying an exposure. I'm donating an exposure.
I only donate dead dog charities.